The battle for the highest office in the country might have been taking place today, but here at Marconi Stadium, it's the ongoing battle for NPL New South Wales honours that takes centre stage as top-placed Wollongong Wolves visit the Marconi Stallions in a round 11 blockbuster. Yes, hello and welcome across the Football New South Wales channels. Tony Tanous with you for this all-important night as both teams look to rebound from last-up losses. It promises to be a beauty, and we're delighted to have your company for it. Time to take a look at the lineups, and both teams make two changes for the Marconi Stallions. Zach Cancross and Liam Yulee come into the starting 11, and there's a change in formation with a back three for tonight's game. In goals, Nenad Vekic, the back three of Yanni Nicolau, Zach Cancross and Roberto Speranza. The midfield is Nathan Milgate, Liam Yulee, Brandon Vella and Giorgio Speranza. And it's Marko Jesic behind the front two of Miriam Pavlovic and Mitch Malia. As for, we'll take a minute's silence now, the passing this week of the great David Savinsky. Yes, an impeccably observed minute's silence there for the great David Savinsky, the man they called the shovel. 100 appearances for the great Wollongong Wolves, part of their championship winning sides in 2000 and 2001. We're just about set. Quickly take you through the Wollongong Wolves lineup. Two changes for them with Georgievich, in fact, and Akata coming into the starting lineup. In goals, Justin Passfield. The back four of Taylor McDonald, Nick Littler, Nikola Georgievich and Chris Price. The midfield four of Harry Callahan, Guy Knight, James Stoichevsky and Takuro Okada. And up front, Thomas James is joined by Bull Juach. Wollongong Wolves in the all-white, and they'll be running from right to left in this one. A big game, as we said, a huge build-up to this. Marconi winless in their past three, so a very important clash for them. Wollongong also coming off a loss last week, their first one of the season at home to Rockdale City. So no underselling the importance of this one tonight. Our match officials for it, Daniel Stack is the referee, assistants Lance Greenshields and Sarah Ho, and our fourth official is Harrison Sapie. It is Marconi who'll kick us off through Marko Jesic, and they're running from left to right. Zach Cancross coming back into the starting 11 tonight. He's got the captain's armband, or no, certainly in that central defence, a key player for the Marconi Stallions. Skipper, the normal skipper, Sean O'Connell, on the bench tonight. One of the two changes, as we said. So Liam Yulee in that centre of midfield. Zach Cancross coming back after that 1-0 loss to Blacktown City last week. Another player coming back into the starting 11 there, clearing Nikola Georgievich. Pressure coming in the midfield. Brandon Vella tries to spray it out to the right-hand side. Peter Tsakenis making a tactical adjustment here. 3 games without a win after a great run here at Marconi Stadium. Past 3 games haven't been as productive, and that's forced the hand of the coach. He's changed formations and a shuffle of the personnel. As we said, no Sean O'Connell in the starting 11, so Liam Yulee. The ball coming in from the right-hand side looking for Pavlovic. Yulee's on the end of this, on the edge of the box. It's blocked by the Wolves, and they strike again. In the end, it comes off a Marconi player. And it's a free kick to Wollongong. It looked like it touched Pavlovic on the way through, coming off his arm. Marconi on the front foot early. after 3 wins on the spin here at home against Hakoah. Big victory against Sydney United, 58 in round 6. That was a 5-0 win. And then followed up by a 3-1 win against the Sutherland Sharks. It's been 3 winless games, a draw away to the Mount Druitt Town Rangers in round 8, followed by consecutive losses here against Sydney Olympic. And then last week against Blacktown City. So Peter Tsakinis adjusting his system. A foul there given against Chris Price on Miriam Pavlovich, who wanted to go quick there. Such an important clash for both sides. Wollongong Wolves, as I mentioned, suffering their first loss last week against the high-flying Rockdale City. 5 wins on the spin for them. They're in action tonight as well, so there is the possibility a Rockdale win tonight, a Wollongong Wolves loss, and we could have a change at the top of the tree, not only in a political sense tonight, but in the New South Wales National Premier League. So such an important game, this one. As Cancross looks for the switch out. Pavlovich again under pressure there. In fact, he's given away a foul there against Taylor McDonald. So for the Wolves, Djordjevic coming back into the centre of defence. Last week, the pairing was Nick Littler and Chris Price, with Guy Knight on the left side of defence. Guy Knight's moved into the centre of midfield tonight for this one. The number 16. Replacing Ben Tossi in the starting 11. Ben Tossi suffering an illness during the week. Not quite ready for this one, so he's rested tonight. Gives Guy Knight a run in the midfield. He's been there already this season. And he'll be playing alongside James Stojcevski in the centre of that midfield. And what a battle that'll be. Liam Yulee, Brandon Vella and Marko Jesic in there for Marconi. But it is an early set piece here. To the Wolves. In it comes. They're very strong in the air. Target at the back post. There was Littler. And now it's Bull Juach. Had the opportunity to turn. Couldn't quite get that shot on target. Player who's come into the starting 11 in recent weeks. His 3rd start on the spin. It's been impressive the last couple of weeks. Replacing the injured Lachlan Scott. Lachlan Scott still a couple of weeks away from returning to the starting 11. He'll miss this game, of course, and then next week he'll miss that one. Should be cleared for the round 13 game against Apia. Player who injured his jaw in the round 7 clash against Hakoah. And Bull Juach has been relishing the opportunity, not quite been able to hit the back of the net. Here he is trying to apply the pressure on Cancross, who goes long. Djordjevic has to deal with that one. Guy Knight with the flick on. Battle in midfield. Stojcevski trying to come away with it for the Wolves. Strong play from him. Now he wanted to switch it over to that right-hand side. Couldn't quite execute after doing all the hard work in the midfield. The ball was on to Thomas James. It peeled away to that right-hand side, but he couldn't find him. Knight climbing. Now it's Akata back into the starting 11. The Japanese import taking on Yanni Nicolau. Couldn't quite execute on the pass. And Zach Cancross stepping out. Finding Jesic too. Playing in the number 10 role behind the front 2 tonight. Pavlovich it is, who's got the overlapping Giorgio Speranza. It's touch a bit heavy, and now Wollongong can counter-attack quickly. James finds Juach in space. The flag's gone up though. Inches in that one. Lance Greenshields, an A-League official on that far side, right on the spot. Juach just going a bit too early there. Great opportunity in transition. A heavy touch from Giorgio Speranza, and McDonald getting it out to Thomas James. And danger signs in transition there. Good numbers on the far side behind the Wollongong goal from the Marconi. Active support La Stalla tonight. Excellent turnout from them. Now it's an early set piece here. An opportunity for the Stallions to try and test the Wollongong Wolves at the set piece. Pavlovich is in there, so's Zach Cancross. What a battle that is. Zach Cancross versus Nick Littler. And that's where it goes. Clearing at the near post. The Wolves. In it comes again. This time, Price clears long. Vekic looks to switch the play. Cutting it out though, McDonald. Now Stochevsky looking to get it forward down the right-hand side to the youngster, Harry Callahan. Again, it's Vekic who clears long. Foul coming, this time from McDonald. Jesic was the player upended in the middle of the park. Talking to there for Taylor McDonald. Referee Daniel Stack happy to keep the cards in his pocket for now. Roberto Speranza looking long. Goes over the head of Pavlovich. Littler with the header, and now Juarch. Can he get to it first? Cancross stepping out. Now Callahan finding Thomas James, who likes to peel into those wide areas, as we know. Looking to hit Juarch there. Dealing with it was Yanni Nicolau. As part of that back three tonight, a change in formation for the Marconi Stallions. Giving them a spare man at the back against the front two of Wollongong. And now they get a chance to trigger forward through Malia. But cut out by the Wolves. End-to-end action early on. Juarch is upended by Cancross on the halfway line. Both teams trading fouls in the early going. Expect a fiercely competitive, tight game here. Two teams with genuine aspirations this season. Marconi, one of the favourites heading in at the start of the season. And Wollongong, what an impressive start from them to their 2019 campaign under Luke Wilkshire, who's made the step up. Came into the setup at the second half of last season after retiring from A-League commitments with Sydney FC. And Luke Wilkshire has made a great fist early going, life in management. One of his prize recruits in Takuro Okada, looking to hit another great recruit. Thomas James, the flag's gone up though. The two imports trying to combine there. What season so far from them? Okada yet to hit the back of the net, but it's been prominent as an assists man. Such a creative force on the left-hand side. Missed a couple of weeks, or certainly didn't start last week in that 1-0 loss to Rockdale. So a key man, a key return to the starting 11. Comes in for Jordan Nikolovsky, who got a start last week in his absence. Roberto Speranza doing well there. What a battle that'll be. Certainly keep an eye out on that. Thomas James likes to peel out to that right-hand side. And the Speranzas, Roberto and Giorgio, certainly want to be keeping tabs on him as Giorgio Speranza comes forward. Brandon Vella there trying to pick up that loose ball in the midfield. Change from Peter Tsakenis to bring in Liam Yulee into the middle of the park. At the expense of Sean O'Connell, who's on the bench tonight. So big move from the Marconi manager. Yulee was sensational last week. Off the bench. Marconi was reduced to 10 men in that game against Blacktown City. Yulee, very good second half, really pulling the strings and controlling things. Backed it up with a very impressive performance midweek against Harcoa in the FFA Cup. And he gets his reward with a start here. As Price comes forward, Vekic has to deal with that. Just had to be alert. Make sure that didn't drop under the crossbar. The miss hit there from Chris Price, the veteran Wollongong Wolves left back. One of only a couple of survivors from last season's squad, Chris Price. Been wholesale changes from Luke Wilkshire. What a start it was to life in the New South Wales National Premier League for the Wolves. Fans down there really been enjoying it. Hope those watching at the Fraternity Club tonight on the giant screen. Thanks for your company wherever you are watching. Remember, we're live and interactive. Be sure to leave comments throughout. If you are on Twitter, the hashtag is NPL NSW. So interact throughout. What a clash this promises to be. Two teams with utmost respect for each other. I mentioned Marconi, one of the real favourites heading into their competition with their big recruitment drive. It's Bull Juach, South Sudanese refugee. What a story it is for him. Moved to Australia from a refugee camp in Kenya at the age of 12. 6 or so years later, here he is on the NPL New South Wales stage, really making an impression. Made his debut back in round 4 against Sydney FC. And as I said, he's been a feature of the starting 11 the past 3 weeks. Intelligent young man. I understand that he speaks 5 languages as well. Bull Juach. And he's made a great fist to life in Australia. It's a set piece here for the Stallions. Looking for Roberto Speranza. The header coming from Taylor McDonald. Now the header away. Pavlovich with a neat flick on. Excellent work. Marconi looking to get the goal scoring underway. Wollongong getting bodies in the way though. And in the end they win a free kick. Pavlovich looking lively. Looking to threaten early on. What a battle between him and Thomas James tonight. Thomas James, the competition's leading scorer on 12 goals. Miriam Pavlovich not far behind on 8 goals for him. Neither of them were among the scorers last week. And they don't go too many games without scoring. 2 of the sharpshooters in the New South Wales National Premier League. Pavlovich it is, competing there with Littler. Giorgio Speranza getting it forward. Now Littler's got another contest there against Jesic. Stallions have a throw-in. In it goes, looking for Vela, coming forward from the midfield. Again, it falls out to Jesic. Chance to get the cross in. He's got options inside. 3-on-2 in fact. At the back post. Millgate's available. Strong in the air. Couldn't quite get over the top of that one. Nathan Millgate. Player who played in central defence last week. One of the big recruits along with so many from Blacktown City. Millgate coming across in the off-season from Apia Leichhardt Tigers. A couple of very successful seasons there. Played in the centre of defence last week with no Zach Cancross available. Now it's a chance in behind for Thomas James. He tried to slip it into Okada. Doing well was Nicolau, just a scramble back. Important defending from the youngster. McDonald looks forward for Okada, who tries the first-time ball. Wolves looking dangerous, finding pockets of space. And Jesic also looking a threat early on. And he's drawn a foul there. It's the first yellow card of the game. Guy Knight's the player that goes into the book. That move from the Wolves. Mentioned no Ben Tossi tonight. So Guy Knight into that midfield. He's featured there already this season. In fact, when he did feature, made the Ultra Football Team of the Week. So he shows his adaptability and quality. Player who's ostensibly been playing as a left fullback. But he's on a yellow card here. Experienced player, has to be careful. James does well to keep that one in. Akata battling away. Vela, though, comes away with it for the Stallions. And now he can look to combine with Millgate. Important touch there from Vela. Keeps the action flowing in the right direction for the Stallions. Here's Giorgio Speranza. Peeling wide to help him there is Mitch Malia. Tries to get the ball in. Comes off the back of McDonald. Mitch Malia in a new role tonight. Playing alongside Pavlovic. Role we've seen him play many a time for Blacktown City over the years in the New South Wales top flight. But he's been playing out on the flank so far this season. But this change in formation to a front two sees Pavlovic line up alongside Malia, with Jesic tucked in behind them. Both teams have looked lively in the early going here. A start to life for Nikola Djordjevic in the NPL New South Wales top flight, a player who was part of the under-20s last year at Wollongong Wolves. He's come into the centre of defence alongside one of the recruits in Nick Littler. Both those two players have had outstanding starts to the 2019 season. Both have also popped up to score a couple of crucial goals. Djordjevic is, of course, one of his much talked about. In fact, both of his goals made significant headlines. Zakata drops in to get involved in the play. Now he gets it out to McDonald. Finds James with a lovely flick. Harry Callahan driving out of midfield. Now he gets the cross inside. Vekic had to cut that one out. Juach was available inside. Bull, the man they call Bull, working back, just applying the defensive pressure. Now Pavlovic, who also loves to drop off and get involved in the build-ups. Key part of the Marconi attack. Target man, can play with the ball on the ground. Terrific technician, wonderful finisher. Good hold-up play here from Juach. He gets a second chance here, but Nicolau snuffs out the opportunity. Now Millgate can look to propel the ball forward for Mitch Malia, battling away there against the two Wolves defenders in McDonald and Littler. Now James, can he bring this one under control? Good battle this with Roberto Speranza. Wolves pressing high. Cancross does well just to play it off Juach there. Win the throw-in. In fact, the goal kick, it is to the Stallions. Already 20 minutes have elapsed here. 0-0's the score. Terrific game so far. Not too many chances, but you can see the two teams, so much respect, feeling each other out. There's been pockets of space at both ends. You sense this one's not going to remain 0-0 with all the quality we've got in the front third. Change in formation, as we said, for the Stallions tonight. Going to a back three. Thomas James is quite enjoying that so far, peeling out into the wide areas. Juach finding a bit of space down the middle. And we know all about the set-piece threat of the Wollongong Wolves, which has been such a storyline, such a feature of the 2019 season. Here they are looking to the back post for Littler. Can he get the header down? He can't quite wrap the head around that one and get it on target. Stoichevsky with the delivery there. We're going to have a last warning here to Zach Cancross from the referee, Daniel Stack. Only one player booked so far. Guy Knight for the Wolves. Zach Cancross walking a bit of a tightrope. He's been given his last warning. Experienced player. In the absence of Sean O'Connell, it is Marco Jesic who has been given the armband. Experienced player with A-League experience. A couple of terrific seasons from him. Last season was one of the best for the Stallions in their return to the New South Wales top flight after a couple of years down in NPL 2. Jesic, such a key player for them. Can play in that number 10 role up front, out wide. He's got the responsibility of the armband tonight. Here he is trying to press on Guy Knight, driving out of midfield. Important work from Cancross. Now they find Pavlovic, who can spin and get it out to Malia. Great first touch from Mitch Malia. Maltese international, switching it out to Giorgio Speranza. Now it's Pavlovic. Can't quite get that one under control. It was good defending in the end from McDonald just to apply the pressure. Back four of the Wolves shuffling across as the switch came from Malia. Midway point of the first half. Tony Tanous with you across the Football New South Wales. It is a blockbuster on your Saturday night. First placed Wollongong Wolves trying to make a real statement this year. Haven't been part of the finals mix in recent times. But under their new manager in Luke Wilkshire, took over from Jacob Timpano in the off-season. And what a start it has been as Callaghan tries to dink it over the top here for Juarch. Can't quite get that one under control, but again the movement excellent from the front man. James peeling out to the right. Callaghan ducking inside. So lots of resemblance in this system to a system that Luke Wilkshire was familiar with at Sydney FC. Two wide players in Okada and also Harry Callaghan do like to play inverted and duck inside. Play with that 4-2-2-2 formation. Very similar. Here's Jesic now. Lovely touch there in the midfield from Vella just to turn away from the trouble. Find the space. Great technician. Now it's Millgate. Good block that one from Price. And now Okada looks to get it forward early. James with an excellent move down the left-hand side this time. And he can run it. Zach Cancross. Here he is. Likes to get onto his favourite right foot. Cancross sticking to his job. But a free kick in the end's been awarded to the Englishman, Thomas James. Might have been an accidental tread on the Englishman, but he's gone into the book. Zach Cancross found himself in a one-on-one situation, taking on the experienced central defender in Cancross. And he becomes the first player booked for the Stallions. But Thomas James creating a terrific set-piece opportunity here for the Wolves. We've seen him threatened from such scenarios throughout the season, the competition's leading scorer. The moment it's Stojcevski who's got the ball. Let's see how the man they call TJ is back on his feet now. You sense he might be the one who wants to take the responsibility here. Referee just having a chat to the Marconi skipper in Marco Jesic. Stojcevski and James are the two players over the ball here as Nenad Vekic sorts out his four-man wall. Stojcevski looks like the player that fancies this one. Yet to hit the back of the net this season is James Stojcevski. Dropping onto the line is Pavlovic. Stojcevski is going to step up here. The wall does its job though. Looking for that second ball here is Juarch. Turning now in the box. Yuli getting across to apply the defensive pressure. So the opportunity goes begging for the Wolves. Stallions wall does its job. They want to launch here, a long throw. Georgievski. In fact, it's Georgievich who goes forward for this one. Littler's also in there at that near post. The two central defenders coming forward. Such great targets in the air. Georgievich climbs. Where's the second ball? In the end, Millgate clears. Only as far though as Guy Knight, who can spread it out to the right-hand side. McDonald inside early, forcing a bit of defensive work here. Again, it's Cancross who clears. Good work, though, here from Price to pick up the loose ball ahead of Pavlovich. Now Cancross can clear again for the Stallions. Callahan doing the defensive work. Tall Timber went forward, doing the responsible thing and dropping off to make sure that Marconi can't counter-attack quickly. As Price finds James in space on this left-hand side. Again, he can drive one-on-one here. Onto his right foot now, onto his left. Inside it goes! What an opportunity! An air swing early. Callahan still keeps it alive. Marconi able to recover here through Nicolau. A great opportunity. Didn't quite see who that air swing was from. So Callahan in there. Carter was also in there. And Thomas James, seen him, he likes to duck onto that right foot. On that occasion, he set it up on the right, dropped the shoulder, and then dinked it in on the left foot. Great little ball inside. And a terrific opportunity goes begging for the visitors, Wollongong. Looks like Zach Cancross has gone down in the aftermath of that opportunity. Lots of bodies in the box there. Does give us an opportunity just to update you. Score in the other match taking place tonight. I mentioned Rockdale City in action. They're away to the Sutherland Sharks. The moment in the 49th minute there, it's 1-1 between those two sides. Sharks taking the lead on 37 minutes. Rockdale City equalising just before the half-time break. Just keep an eye on Cancross as he gets some treatment behind the Nenad Vekic goal there. One of the many players who did move across from Blacktown City in the off-season, alongside the Speranza brothers, Roberto and Giorgio, Mitch Malia as well. Marconi happy to drop off. Wollongong try to build through the middle. Play on Zik call here. Good advantage from the referee, Daniel Stack, as Malia drives in transition. Pavlovich peels over to that left-hand side. Seen him cause plenty of damage there already this season. Good defensive work, though, from Littler. As now Yuli steps out. Chance for Liam Yuli to drive and get a strike on target. Excellent work from the central midfielder, Liam Yuli. Scored midweek in that 3-0 FFA Cup victory over Harkoa. You saw the confidence there. Certainly been in terrific form off the bench last week against Blacktown. You could see the 3D poses driving out of midfield there. Players spent some time at West Sydney Wanderers in the academy. So Carter comes forward now, looks to combine with James. Lovely ball inside. In the end, dealt with expertly there from Roberto Speranza. Great defending. It's James with a delightful flick over the top. And now he tries his luck from long range. Not shy to shoot there. We are going to see the first substitution. And Zach Cancross limping around. So it is the first substitution. It's going to be an attacking player that comes on in James Andrew. So Nathan Millgate's moved into the centre of that defensive 3. So it looks like Millgate's going to go into that back 3 alongside Nicolau and also Roberto Speranza. Millgate in the centre of those 3. And James Andrew on the right side of the attack. Perhaps Peter Tekena sensing the opportunity to pose a question against Chris Price down the right-hand side. Scores locked at 0-0, but it's an attacking move early here from the Marconi coach. As Juach turns. Now he looks to switch it out to Thomas James. A bit of space here in the box. Nicolau cutting across. Now he lays it out to Millgate. Mentioned his adaptability, Nathan Millgate. Now it's James Andrew. Another of those recruits in his second season now at Marconi, but came across from Blacktown City last season. And you can see already Marconi trying to trigger him down the right-hand side as Price picks up the loose ball. Now Stojcevski combining with Akata, player who came across from the Illawarra Premier League in the off-season. Finds Thomas James, but he's in an offside position. You can see he likes to get out into those flanks. Spent the first 10 or 15 minutes on the right-hand side. Last 10 minutes or so on the left-hand side. And he's alternating with Bull Juach. Fascinating battle, this one. 0-0 it remains. Tony Tanus with you across the Football New South Wales channels. Both YouTube and Facebook. As Marconi come forward with Malia in the box now. Trying to get it inside. Doing the defending there. Guy Knight, like Akata and Harry Callahan, player who was promoted from the local Illawarra Premier League. What a great fist to life he's made. In fact, all 3 of them in the New South Wales NPL. Here's the opportunity now for the Stallions from the set piece. And it goes to the near post. Defensive header coming. Now they find Julie in a bit of space. We know he likes to shoot. This time he wants to stand it up. Not quite on the same wavelength there with Jesic and Pavlovic. The opportunity goes begging. 10 or so minutes remaining in this first half. Are we going to see the opening goal? Started off as a very open match. It's just tightened up in the last 10 or so minutes. Both defences sorting themselves out. I mentioned that change in formation for Marconi. Started to adjust to it as this first half's gone on. And now they can look to get Pavlovic flowing down the other side. Trying to take on Littler. Pavlovic still going. Play on's the call though from the referee. Went down under that challenge. Now the battle on that far side. Giorgio Speranza. Marconi coming away with it. And now a bit of space for Jesic, who likes to strike from distance. Pressure coming though from behind. Akata, it was applying the pressure. Just forcing Jesic to strike wide. Carter tries to turn it inside, and now Marconi can try and exploit the space in behind Price. James Andrew driving inside. The substitute looking to make an impact late in this first half. Important defensive work, though, from the left centre back in Djordjevic there. Just stepping out to apply the defensive pressure. In the absence there of Price. Youngsters made a real impression. Speaking to Luke Wilkshire earlier this season, described the youngster as strong and reliable, and certainly has lived up to that description. Here's Callahan. Teammate of Guy Knights at Bulli last year, the Illawarra Premier League champions, winning it late with a Guy Knight winner in the grand final. What a story that was, getting their opportunity, those two. Speaking of opportunity, Bull Jawach. He's the first player to graduate from the partnership that the Wollongong Wolves have with one of the ACT NPL sides. Belconnen development program between those two. Mentioned Bull Jawach, moving to Australia as a 12-year-old, living in Canberra. The Wollongong Wolves have been able to bring him over. Certainly enjoying his early minutes in the New South Wales NPL top flight. Wolves have a bit of defending to do here. Callaghan working back to help Littler out. It's a throw-in which Pavlovich wants to take quickly. All action from the man they call Pav. Here he is, looking inside. Now it falls to Malia, who can try and get Nicolau involved. Yanni Nicolau playing in that back three tonight. Has been playing it right back for much of the season. Goes down a bit soft there. Referee calls play on. As Okada looks long. Two teams really cancelling each other out at the moment. Defence is set, doing a good job. But we know in this league, nothing is predictable. And now, Malia can turn. He's got Pavlovich short, and that's where he goes. James Andrew available on the right-hand side. Doubling up on him, the Wolves. Andrew able to get the ball in. Now Pavlovich picking up the loose ball. Going to work one-on-one here. In the end, he'll be disappointed with the outcome of that. Player sets himself such high standards. 8 goals, as I mentioned, for the season. What a recovery it's been from him. Pavlovich, after last season, missing out through a knee injury. Got himself strong and fit in the off-season. What a start it's been. We're already at the halfway point of the season. Can you believe that? Round 11. Transfer window opening up at the end of this round. So we'll certainly see lots of movement, no doubt. Player signings. We've seen the quality of this competition, how tight it is right across the board. Wolves have got a bevy of teams chasing them for premiership honours. And Marconi have aspirations of their own as they look to the back post here for Andrew. Working back though, excellent reshuffling from the Wolves. Andrew looked open for a second there, but the Wolves quickly shutting him down. Price it was. Getting out there and applying the defensive work. In the last 5 minutes here of the first half at Marconi Stadium. Tony Tanous with you. Round 11 action in the New South Wales National Premier League. Over the ball here is set-piece specialist Marko Jesic. Goes near post. Chance! Pavlovich it was. Couldn't keep the strike down. Went for the first time. Half volley there. Difficult technique indeed. Wrapped that right foot around it. Just couldn't quite get it down. Stallions showing that they can also pose a threat at set pieces themselves. We know all about the Wolves' threat. Excellent noise coming from the active fans, La Stalla. Creating a good atmosphere here. Very little in this first half. Can Marconi create an opportunity here through Pavlovich? Andrew certainly in an advanced position, trying to take on Price. Still going. The foul, though, coming from James Andrew there in the back on Price. Experienced defending. Certainly an eye-catching battle early, that one. James Andrew trying to ask the question so far. Price up to all the challenges. Using his body well. Strong in the air this time, getting his body between man and ball. Winning the free kick. Ball goes long. Millgate strong in the air. We know all about his aerial ability. Gets a second opportunity there. Now Andrew looking down the line for Pavlovic. One-on-one here against Djordjevic, who stands up well. Good defending again from the youngster. Peels for handball against Callahan, but play on's the call as he looks for Thomas James. Again, Millgate strong in the air. Free kick coming to the advantage of Brandon Vella there. Nicolau trying to hit Pavlovic. Chris Price just stepping in. Neither keeper really tested so far. It's been a stalemate. But it's an opportunity here for the Wolves from another set piece. I want to switch it quickly through Stojcevski to Littler. McDonald's gone high up the pitch down the right-hand side. We haven't seen the fullbacks get forward too much in the last 15 minutes for the Wolves. Been happy to sit back and absorb the Marconi Stallions, but here's Callahan driving forward. Strong work though, Millgate stepping out of defence. Player who has been in and out of the starting 11 for Peter Tsakenis. Started the season with a suspension. Worked his way back into the starting 11. And got himself a red card against Manly here. Back in round 4. And it was a bit of a struggle to get back in a winning side. Yanni Nicolau was doing such a great job on the right side of a back 4. Marconi winning games on the spin against Hakoah, Sydney United, and the Sutherland Sharks. Millgate, mentioned last week, back into the centre of defence in the absence of Zach Cancross. And he finds himself back there, the midway point of this first half. Now he's got a bit of defending to do against Harry Callahan, who's forced out of the box. Now Price. Wollongong happy and patient here. Just knocking the ball around, waiting for the opening. Callahan, though, drifted into an offside position after initially getting involved in the play. Two games tonight, as we mentioned. Sutherland Sharks taking on Rockdale City. 3 more games coming across our Football New South Wales channels tomorrow. 3 p.m, Blacktown City taking on Hakoah. Nicholas Kutniak will have all the coverage there. Bit of a blockbuster at Cromer Park tomorrow. Manly United, who were excellent last week against Apia, probably unlucky in the end not to hang on for the 3 points. They host Sydney United. 3 p.m. that one. Join Nate Patrick for that. And rounding off the action tomorrow, Apia Leichhardt Tigers, they're in action at home against the Mount Druitt Town Rangers, who had a win last week. So an important game, that one. They all are in this competition. Will Gotsis will have the action for you from 3:30 tomorrow afternoon. Grand final date might be in the A-League, but plenty of NPL New South Wales action to lead you into the grand final. And then big schedule of games midweek in the FFA Cup round 6. Mentioned Marconi having the win during the week. Wollongong will be in action. One of the teams playing. We'll be playing against Pittwater RSL, but here they are trying to take the lead here. In the end, doing the defensive work was Yanni Nicolau. Safely into the hands of Nenad Vekic. In stoppage time here in the first half. 0-0 it remains between these two sides. Just feeling each other out, showing plenty of respect for each other. Billed as a big game, this one. Can Marconi create something before the break? Giorgio Esperanza pushing up. Nick Littler, though, taking control at the back, as he has done right throughout the season. In fact, it was Guy Knight just helping out his central defenders there, dropping into the hole between Djordjevic and Littler. Might be his first year in the New South Wales NPL, but a very experienced campaigner, and showing that so far in the opening half of the season. It's at the end of the action here. Daniel Stack having a look at his watch. Maybe one more chance here for the Stallions. As Yuli tries to pick up the ball. But that's the end of the action. A stalemate in the end in the first half. Open early on. Wolves with a couple of half chances. Also Marconi through Pavlovic looking to create down the other end. But it is a stalemate at the break. Half time in this round 11 clash from Marconi Stadium. It is 0-0 between Marconi Stallions and the Wollongong Wolves. We'll have a short break and be back for more action in the second half. Be sure to join us for that. And it's a welcome back here to Marconi Stadium for round 11 of the New South Wales National Premier League. Tony Tanous with you across our Football New South Wales channels. It is a big game, this one. Bit of a stalemate so far in the first half. 0-0 if you've just joined us. Two teams with big goal-scoring records this season. Marconi, third biggest tally of goals scored this season. Wollongong leading 22 goals so far this season. You have not been able to find one so far. The halftime stats identical. Both teams with 3 shots on goal, 3 shots each, 1 on target. Marconi with 3 corners to 0. What will this second half produce? Surely we've got some goals in store for you. Two teams, as we said, have been producing so much in the attacking third this season. The defences have really been on top so far. It will be the Wollongong Wolves in the all-white, running from left to right in this second half. Competition leaders, the Wollongong Wolves, kicking us off for this second period. Mentioned the game taking place over at Seymour Shore tonight. Remains 1-1 between the Sutherland Sharks and Rockdale City. Rockdale City with aspirations of potentially moving to the top of the NPL New South Wales if they can get the win over at Seymour Shore. And Wollongong don't pick up anything here at the place they call the Palace. 1-1 over there. We'll certainly keep you posted on that. This one likely to liven up. Both teams treating each other with the utmost respect in the opening half. As that half went on, there was less and less space in the front third. Here's Akata looking to make an early imprint in this second half. Millgate away. McDonald gets a second chance here for the Wolves. Clearing those, Sparanza, Giorgio. Pavlovic appealing for the free kick there. Price with the crafty work in defence. Got away with that as the Wolves look to switch the play. Giorgio Speranza away. Coming in strong was Callahan. Millgate's been solid since he's moved into the centre of defence. Injury midway through that first half to the experienced Zach Cancross. Millgate, who started on the right side, as right wing back. Pavlovic coming from an offside position there. Pavlovic trying to press on Littler there. Wolves able to get it forward. Under pressure though. Donald turning it over. Now Malia trying to get it forward for Yuli. Not noted as a wide player. Liam Yuli found himself on the left-hand side there on the gallop. Now it's Pavlovic, player more comfortable in the top third. Littler reading that one though. Stepping out to clear. Sense the tension in this one. Marconi, I mentioned, winless in their past 3. Wanting to get back on the winner's circles in this one. Game of such fine margins and detail. And here's Pavlovic going to work on the edge of the box where he's proved so productive this season. Wrestling away in the middle. It's James Andrew. Roberto Speranza too strong for Duach there. Millgate under pressure from Harry Callahan. Speaking to Luke Wilkshire. Believes they've had a good build up to this game after last week's first loss to Rockdale City They felt they weren't quite at the races that day. Rockdale been in terrific form. Proved a strong physical side. Are able to get the winner through Alex Urasevsky. Wollongong really looking to hit back. Mentioned the excellent start to their season. They won 4 of their first 5 games. The 5 games since then, they've had 2 wins, a couple of draws. So it hasn't quite been as flowy and productive as it was in the early part of the season. They're still at the top of the table, but there's a chasing pack. Got the likes of Sydney United, Apia in action tomorrow. Rockdale City, of course, still in action tonight. As Pavlovich comes forward. Saw a big surprise last night. Great performance from Sydney FC to beat the champions Olympic as Marconi come forward, looking to find James Andrew, who's wrestling away with Price and staying on his feet there. In the end, he probably had more time than he thought he did. Rushed across. And the Wolves were able to clear at the near post. But he eventually got the better of Price there. And it was a good opportunity. And here's the 4th corner now for the Stallions. Mitch Malia, who's moved into the top 2 tonight. He's gone alongside Pavlovich, but he's gone over to take this. An in-swinger on the left foot. Malia to the near post. Header comes from Djordjevic. Now Millgate tries to get it back in for the Stallions. Battling away there is Andrew. Djordjevic again stepping out. Wolves winning themselves a free kick. Wanted to go quick. Going to be forced to take that one from the spot. Mentioned the absence of Lachlan Scott. You've certainly seen the goals haven't quite been as flowy since he hasn't been in the starting 11 for the Wolves. Such a key focal point in their attack. Did so much of the hard work and target man work for Thomas James. Really laid the foundation for him. Chatting to him, it's been a bit frustrating not playing after finally getting some game time. He was at the West Sydney Wanderers, not getting much game time there, so he's certainly been enjoying life in the NPL New South Wales. Injury coming at an unfortunate time. And there's Thomas James getting upended on the edge of the box by Roberto Speranza. So it is a set piece, another opportunity here for the Wolves. They had one from a not too dissimilar position in the first half. Stojevski could only hit the wall on that occasion. He's gone over alongside James. Here Fancy might be the player. Takes the responsibility on this one, the competition leading scorer. In fact, he walks away from it. We're going to see a yellow card there. Liam Yulee, the second player booked for Marconi Stallions. So he goes into the book early in the second half for having a bit too much to say, the holding midfielder. Stojevski's over this one. James has gone into the middle. Nenad Vekic, one of the NPL New South Wales top custodians, organising his wall. Can the Wolves hurt the Stallions here from a set piece? We know how strong they can be. Stojevski signals and it goes inside. Chance here. Good defensive header and James whips it in. Not far at all from the head of Buljawak in the end. Good action there from the Wolves. Stallions able to clear with the header initially. And on the volley there, the Englishman, the player who's made headlines throughout the early half of the season, making the move across from the ACT National Premier League, where he had such a terrific record. 80 goals across 83 games. We're going to see a yellow card here for shirt pulling. Daniel Stack right on the spot. Taylor McDonald joins Guy Knight in the book. So a couple of quick yellow cards. So Taylor McDonald and Guy Knight have to walk the tightrope in the second half for the Wolves. 0-0 it is here. Tony Tanous with you. If you've just joined us, the Stallions on the front foot here, looking to ask a question from this set piece. Wolves' defence has been rock solid so far. Is that a free kick against Pavlovic? So a chance for the Stallions to set something up here. Coming forward, Roberto Speranza, also Nathan Milgate. And they go short to Pavlovic. Jesic looping around, and now he's got an option on the far side. Mitch Malia trying to go to work in the box. In the end, the scramble excellent from the Wollongong Wolves. You saw the desperation there defensively. Getting across to shut the space quickly on Mitch Malia. Malia with a couple of goals so far this season. Found himself in a bit of space. But credit to the Wolves. They're able to swarm him quickly. But it's another corner for the Stallions. Milgate's at the back post. Jesic goes near, and that's where it goes. The header from Jesic. Appeals for handball. Guy Knight was the player, it looks like. He's gone down after that. Sharp move to the near post from Jesic. Clever from the experienced player. Lovely delivery there from Mitch Malia. In the end, though, Jesic, the appeals forlorn from the Stallions. They get another corner here. Guy Knight, in the meantime, getting some treatment. Into stoppage time over at Seymour Shaw. Sutherland Sharks have had a couple of draws already on the spin. They look like they're going to stop the winning run of Rockdale City. Unless there's late drama there, we'll keep you posted. Stay with us here at Marconi Stadium. Marconi really starting to ask some questions early in this second half. 10 or so minutes have elapsed. It remains 0-0. But the amount of corners building up for the Stallions. Pressure mounting on. The goal protected by Justin Passfield. It will be Malia again. Saw Jesic moving to the near post. Will they go to the same area? This time it's inside. Header coming from Price. Yuli picking up the loose ball, but Juarch doing a good job. Defending from the front. Clearance comes, looking to hit Thomas James. TJ knocks it down to Juarch. Now Nicolau stepping out for the Stallions. Here's Speranza. Giorgio got an option inside him. Brandon Vella. Marconi's player of the year last season. Spreads it out to Jesic on the left-hand side. Jesic with the chance! Oh! Audacious! If you don't mind. Marco Jesic with an absolute screamer to open this game up. Marconi have been knocking on the door early in the second half. And Jesic with an absolute bomb. Ducking in from the right-hand side. Dinking it over the keeper in Passfield. And what a strike that was. 1-0 it is to the Stallions. The atmosphere electric here at the Palace. Vella was the man who found the space in midfield and spread it out to that left-hand side. Jesic was playing in the number 10 role, but finding room on the left-hand side. And he tried his luck from just outside the box. Next stop, back of the net. He's 7th of the season. And it's the Stallions who lead this by 1-0 over the competition leaders. What a game we've got for you at Marconi Stadium. Dubbed this a round 11 blockbuster. Stallions desperate ahead of this one. And with Rockdale drawing, I can confirm that. 1-1 it finishes at Seymour Shaw. This competition gets tighter and tighter. Gauntlet's been thrown down to the Wolves. Juarch going forward. Roberto Esperanza's been rock solid alongside Nathan Milgate. This time the foul coming from his brother in Georgia, Speranza. And this is what the Wolves love, the opportunity to send the likes of Littler, McDonald, Djordjevic, even Price, entire back four. Many of them have been among the goals this season. Can they produce a quick equaliser here? Price went down in the box. Play on's the call. James wins another free kick here for the Wolves. An opportunity to keep the tall timber up there. Littler stayed in the box. He's got 2 for the season. Djordjevic has also got 2, as has Taylor McDonald. And they're all in there. Seen the power that they can pose in the air. Also that recycled second ball. Marconi have taken the lead. But the Wolves look to hit back on the hour mark here. In it goes. Good defensive header at that near post. Discipline there. Pavlovic helping out. Now James peels out to that right-hand side. In it goes. Great tail on that. Akata! What a finish that is. Takuru Akata with his first of the season. A delightful ball from the other import in Thomas James. Showing it can not only produce goals, but produce assists as well. And there was Akata at the back post. Coming in from that left-hand side. And the Wolves hit back to make this 1-1. We promised an epic. We promised a blockbuster. And that's exactly what's been produced early in this second half. The Wolves hit back to make it 1-1. And this place is rocking. Akata mentioned he's been on the back of so many assists this season, producing them for the likes of Thomas James. And there it was in reverse. Thomas James spoke about how much he loves to peel out into those wide areas. And he got the ball down, took a touch, whipped it in across the defence. Akata it was with a first-time finish. And what a game we've got for you as the Wolves come forward again through Akata. Milgate with a strong challenge. What a final 30 minutes here we've got for you at Marconi Stadium. It is to be a first change for Luke Wilkshire. Darcy Madden's the player who's going to be coming on for Taylor McDonald. So the adaptable Darcy Madden has popped up in so many places for the Wolves already this season, even in attack a couple of times. And he comes on it right back. There's just under half an hour remaining here. Strap yourselves in. Certainly felt each other out in the first half. So much respect. We've seen early in the second half, this game has exploded. Quality in the pitch. We always knew goals were likely, and that's exactly what's been produced early in the second half. Pavlovic trying to get on the end of a Jesic ball. 2 of the guns of the New South Wales National Premier League. Jesic and Akata with the goals early in the half. Big test this for the Stallions. We saw them take the lead against Sydney Olympic here a couple of weeks ago. As Stewart comes forward. Now Callahan, what a touch that was in the box. Callahan looking to tee it up. And now Akata. A tricky feat from him. Great technique from the likes of Callahan and Akata. Let's see why the Wolves not only showing their quality but their mentality as well to bounce back. Hope you're enjoying this at the Fraternity Club. No doubt tucking into your dinner. We've just finished that. Settling in with a nice beverage. For the remainder of this game. Wolves with a set piece here. In it goes, testing Vekic! What a goal that is! Madden it is, with almost his first touch of the game. No sooner has he come on, they catch out the Marconi Stallions at a set piece. We talk about their threat from such scenarios. And Darcy Madden, we've seen him score already earlier in the season. And he adds a second here, an important one, to give the Wolves a lead, a 2-1 lead, bouncing back after going behind. Talk about the quality and the drama in the New South Wales National Premier League. A terrific corner there from the Wollongong Wolves, catching out Vekic. At the back post was Darcy Madden. Saw him score a second goal for the Wolves against Olympic earlier in the season. And here's James Andrew down the other end. Some great feet from him as Pavlovic looks to pick it up. Stallions going into the box now. Seen the twists and turns of this competition right throughout the season. End-to-end action. The Wolves, the master stroke a minute or so ago. Madden on for McDonald. Now we're about to see a second substitution. But we'll wait for this corner to be delivered by the Stallions. They've threatened themselves at such scenarios. This one goes inside, and Pavlovic couldn't quite get over the top of that one. Disappointed in the end. But such a presence and a physical threat in the air. And a good opportunity that from Pavlovic. We're about to see the second substitution. Guy Knight's the player making his way off the pitch here for Luke Wilkshire's side. Looks like it might be James Markovic here. Markovic, a player who can play in either central defence or central midfield. So it looks like it's going to be a like-for-like swap. Markovic going straight into that midfield. He's been on the bench last couple of games, not been able to get on the pitch. It's a good opportunity here in a big game with a 2-1 lead. Just to do that defensive work. Defensive-minded player, as we said, can play either in central defence or that screening role in front of the defence, and that's where he's been brought on with that 2-1 lead. As Marconi flood forward here through Pavlovic. Strong chest from him just to win that first ball. Was that a handball from Markovic? It is! Daniel Stack right on the spot. It's come off Markovic's hand. We've seen Madden make an impact at the other end, and it's an impact of the wrong type here from the youngster. Unfortunate situation for him, and it's given Marconi Stallions a penalty here. Yes, it's just taken the responsibility, and can he draw the Stallions level? What drama here at the Palace. Marconi taking the lead early in the second half. The Wolves bouncing back with 2 quick goals. And now the Stallions with an opportunity from the spot. Marco Jesic, he's already 7 for the season. Justin Passfield between the sticks for the Wolves. Trying to make it as difficult as possible. Jesic! It is Passfield who denies him. And the Wolves continue to lead this one by 2-1. In the end, quite a tame penalty, that one. Passfield coming up with the save, though, to deny Jesic. And the blushes of the youngster in Markovic spared there by the save from Passfield. But Marconi on the front foot again here. Pavlovic trying to roll and turn. In the end, Stojcevski able to clear through. Callahan leaves it, in fact, for Juach, who can gallop away down the right-hand side. Bull Juach keeps going here. Keeps this one in play. Now he keeps his composure. Looks for a teammate inside. End-to-end action at Marconi Stadium. Stojcevski switching it out. Looking for the competition's leading scorer. Yet to hit the back of the net, but a productive Knight with a key assist for Akata. Come forward down the left-hand side. Millgate it is at the near post. It can clear. Midway through this second half. What a second half it's been. Promised you a blockbuster. That's exactly what we've produced. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. Tony Tanous with you across the Football New South Wales channels. Lovely feet there from Liam Yulee. Now the dink over the top. Trying to feed Pavlovich. Faced by Littler. Hasn't given him much change. Good battle all night between those two. Very experienced players. We're about to see another sub, are we? Marconi going to the bench. It looks like Richie Cardozo, another experienced player. That might be the end of proceedings for Mirjam Pavlovic, who's going to come off on the near side here. So Richie Cardozo scored a goal earlier in the season for the Stallions. In a 2-1 loss to Rockdale City early in the season. It's 2-1 at the moment to the Wollongong Wolves, the competition leaders, who can extend their lead at the top if they can hang on here. Looking to extend their lead now through the Japanese import in Okada. Okada striking the head in the end of Millgate. Play on's the call as Thomas James takes on Giorgio Speranza. Now he dinks it up to Okada. Takes the touch this time. Okada! What a finish that is! Takuru Okada! And the Wolves take a 3-1 lead here. Okada hasn't scored for the season. Back in the starting 11 tonight. And now he's got himself a brace. Luke Wilkshire challenged him to start hitting the back of the net. He's been a key assist man for the Wolves. And how ironic, it's the competition's leading scorer, Thomas James, who's laid two on a plate for his fellow import in Takuru Okada. Playing at the Corrimal Rangers last season, stepping up into the New South Wales NPL, and hasn't he been a star of the competition in the first half of the season? The Wolves on 21 points heading into this. Went behind early in the second half to Marko Jesic. But what a response it's been from Luke Wilkshire's side. Here's Vela now, bursting out of midfield. Marconi need a quick response here. Inside it goes. Giorgio Speranza! Straight at the keeper in the end. Foul's given away against Vela. Still plenty of time for the Stallions. Just under 20 minutes of normal time, plus whatever we've got of stoppages. So if they can get one back quick. A real challenge was thrown down to the Wolves early in this second half. Jesic giving the Stallions what looked a vital lead. Hadn't seen many goal-scoring opportunities. And all of a sudden, this game has burst to life and there's action at both ends. How can you not love this competition? Every week, drama guaranteed, quality aplenty. Every game matters, every point so critical. And we've got plenty more action for you tomorrow. Great prelude to the A-League Grand Final. Great competition this is. Such a competitive league. Marconi, one of the favourites heading in. Sitting in 8th spot ahead of this game. Took the lead. Looked like they might push up towards the top 5. But the Wolves have answered back in emphatic style. Showing that they are and continue to be the real deal after last week's first loss against the Rockdale City Suns. Just sets up an amazing second half of the season By no means is the title race run and done. Of course, Sydney United, Apia, both in action tomorrow. Rockdale couldn't get the 3 points. Sutherland Sharks have been very impressive. Just can't get the wins to cap off their quality performances under Terry Palapanis. Holding Rockdale. Bit of a shock result there, but not a shock when you really watch the Sharks every week. So competitive. Every week, so many quality games. Just can't take your eye off this competition. The Wolves are disappointed with what Luke Wilkshire described as a sloppy performance last week. Gave away the ball in the wrong areas. Shown plenty of character here tonight. Maybe not productive in the first half, but certainly after they've gone behind, that swung them into action. And now they look to extend the lead. The near post there, Yuli having to do the defensive work. Stojevski back in. Juach it was, unmarked in the box. And now it's another opportunity on the turn. A good opportunity there. Madden it was. He's got a bit of a sniff for goal. Darcy Madden. All of a sudden he's finding himself to be a poacher in the box. Loving it. Seen him already playing the top third only a few weeks ago, in fact, when Lachlan Scott first missed the game after that injury against Hakoa. It was Madden up front. You saw him come off the bench early in the season as well against Sydney Olympic and score the second goal there at Belmore Sports Ground in a 2-0 win. So Madden showing he can certainly finish. As James Andrew burst out of the midfield, trying to get between those central defenders. Harry Callahan, good challenge though from Mitch Malia, and Callahan stayed down. Very strong challenge there. Hopefully he's okay, he hasn't moved. Daniel Stack wanting to give him the treatment. Marconi players not happy about that. They saw that the youngster was off the field. They wanted play to continue, trying to chase this game. Callahan back on his feet. Good to see that. A heavy collision there with Mitch Malia. Both players going for the ball. Nothing wrong with that challenge at all. The player initially not moving and the referee not taking any chance. Daniel Stack. We're going to see another change. Mitch Malia coming off, and it is Anthony Frangi. Started this one on the bench. The player moved across from Hakoa. Scored his opening goal a couple of weeks ago here against Sydney Olympic in a 3-1 loss. He's come on now. Can he do something? Can he rescue something for Peter Tsakenis' side? Player felt he was cursed in the early part of the season, so much so they blessed his shoes. Soon after that, he was able to break his goal-scoring drought. Player who was really among the goals. So many quality goals last season at Hakoa. A youngster who really made an impression in a breakout season. Got him a big ticket move to the Marconi Stallions. He's found himself on the bench tonight, Frangi. But can he come off the bench and produce some magic for the Stallions? He's the target here. Competing against Madden, winning the first header. Cardozo with the touch around. Littler, good work from Richie Cardozo. Can he get it inside? Bit too close to the keeper, Passfield. A flowing move involving two of the substitutes in Frangi and Cardozo there. Now it's Juach. Laying it out to that left-hand side for Thomas James. In he ducks on the right foot. And now they look inside for Juach. Battling away against Giorgio Speranza. Play on's the call despite the appeals for a penalty. They thought it came off Giorgio Speranza's arm. Now Vella. Yuli it is, coming out of midfield. Can they pick the right pass here? Be too straight that one. Djordjevic deals with it. Now it falls to Frangi. Likes a shot from range. An early sider from him. We know he likes to take plenty of shots. Anthony Frangi, saw last season, very productive from range. Wolves on 21 points heading in. They'll go to 24 if they can keep the lead now. Marconi with a bit of work to do after this one if they remain on 13 points. Got a big stretch of games, Marconi here at home. 3 of the next 4, including this one at home. We've got Apia next week. What a blockbuster that'll be. Also, Sydney FC in a couple of weeks after that, in between a visit to Rockdale. So a key stretch of games at home. Disappointed if they don't get anything out of this one. This time it is Thomas James, who fancies himself. We've seen him score from a similar range earlier in the season. Thomas James, the competition's leading scorer. Went through the wall or just past the wall. Tame effort in the end. Be the first time this season James has gone 2 games without scoring if he can't hit the back of the net before the close of play. Juach it is, laying it off to James. Here he is, and what a save! Vekic flying to tip that one over the bar and perhaps keep the Stallions in it. What a strike that was. Thomas James unleashing from outside range. The Wolves continue to lead this. We're into the final 10 minutes at Marconi Stadium. Djordjevic still has a sniff, wants to go forward, as does Littler. Just making sure that there's numbers back. James on the edge of the 6-yard box. Buljuach also in there, along with Djordjevic. Darcy Madden fancies himself too at the set piece. It is Stojcevski over the ball. This one's going to be an outswinger away from the keeper. And what an effort that is. Oh, great opportunity it was for Madden. Couldn't quite wrap his head around it. And now Frangi can look to spring. James Andrew reading that though as Chris Price has been strong in defence for the Wolves. Veteran. Juach showing his speed. In the end, Marconi able to get themselves out, do well. Frangi's got the opportunity to play it through. Brandon Vella. Yuli's in space here. Good feet from Frangi. The shirt pull coming there from Stojcevski. Surely that's a yellow card. No, according to the referee. Grabbing the shirt of Frangi from behind there and pulling him down to the ground. Giorgio Esperanza finding James Andrew. He's got 2 players in front of him. We are going to see a substitution here. Wollongong Wolves making their final change. We're going to wait though. Got a bit of defending to do in the meantime. Jesic has gone down after that collision inside. What a flick that is from Andrew, and what an opportunity. Richie Cardozo, player of immense technique, will be disappointed. You can see him there reflecting on that. Player sets himself high standards on that left foot. He's been known to score many a one-touch finish over his career, Richie Cardozo. And there was a great opportunity on that flick from Andrew. We are going to see that third and final change. Callahan's the player who's going to make way here. Looks like Tori Muzumichi. Tori Muzumichi. Player who can play anywhere across the front. Third. Can play at 9, 10, 7 or 11. Looks like he's going to go into that middle for now. In the end, he shuffles over to the right-hand side. So it's going to be a like-for-like swap. But it's a set piece here, a critical one for the Stallions. We're going to see another yellow card here. Trying to kill some seconds there. The Wollongong Wolves. Bit of ill discipline. And it is going to be a set piece for the Stallions. Another yellow card there. Having too much to say on the sideline. Richie Cardozo it was. Saw Stoichevsky. Might have gone into the book seconds earlier. He was the player booked for the Wolves. Richie Cardozo also gone into the book. Yellow cards mounting at both sets of players, but with just about 5 minutes remaining. In it comes from the Stallions. Now it's Frenchie on the overhead scissors kick into the Wollongong defence. In it goes, Cardozo now on the left foot, Richie Cardozo. And again, he's disappointed. He knows he's got the quality to produce the type of finish from that range. Couldn't quite get that one. Audacious effort seconds earlier from Frangie. Blocked by the Wolves, getting bodies desperately in the way. Passfield trying to take his time here. It's just under 5 minutes remaining. What a bounce back it was from the Wolves. Couple of quick goals just after the hour marker. Carter on 61 minutes and then Madden from a set piece. How many times have we seen that from the Wolves throughout this season? Mentioned they'll go to 24 points. Hang on for a further few minutes here, plus whatever time added on we'll have. And that throws the pressure on the likes of Sydney United and also Apia Leichhardt Tigers in action tomorrow just to keep pace. Rockdale had a great run of 5 wins on the spin, but they were held up today. Only picked up a point against the Sutherland Sharks over at Seymour Shore. Apia in action at home tomorrow against Mount Druitt Town Rangers. 3:30 kickoff there. Sydney United, what a blockbuster that is. Manly, still with big aspirations this season. They've been very good. Probably just not quite picking up the points that they've deserved. Last week again, away to Apia, they were strong. They're at home tomorrow to Sydney United. Great game that sets up. Blacktown City bouncing back last week. Still with aspirations of their own. Mark Crittenden's side. They're hosting Harkoa, who are desperate for a win as well. Everywhere you look, teams with big aspirations. That transfer window also, rumours circulating. Might see a bit of movement in the squads come Monday. As the effort comes in there, not a bad one at all. Terrific try there from Tori Muzumichi. One of his first touches, we saw Madden come off the bench and score an absolute crucial goal to give the Wolves a 2-1 lead. And Tori Muzumichi there took the chest and then on the volley. Not a bad effort at all. Here he is, ducking inside with a lovely little pivot and then taking on his player, winning the free kick. Good, confident play from the youngster. Seen a couple come through this season, the likes of Nikolowski, also Demovsky. Muzumichi coming off the bench to provide a bit of a threat for Luke Wilkshire's side. Wolves finishing this one strongly. Littler gets the ball forward. Marconi needs something, and needs something very quick. Jesic trying to provide the spark. The Wolves all over it again in that middle. Giving it away though, Markovic. Now Frangi. Crunch time here for the Stallions. Frangi driving into the box. On he goes, Anthony Frangi, laying it off. Vela with the pressure from behind. Lays it off to Yuli. And now does he get a chance to shoot? The free kick comes. No, the play on's a call. Marconi appealing for a free kick there. Thought Yuli was fouled. As Millgate works back to apply the pressure on Thomas James. Key contest at either end. Looked like Yuli was fouled. Play on was the call. They went quickly down the other end, and Millgate had to produce a lunge on Thomas James just to hold up the counter-attack. Hope you've enjoyed this. Tony Tanous with you. Round 11, midway point of the season. 3 games to go before we can officially say we're halfway through the 2019 NPL New South Wales season. Thomas James, the leading scorer on 12 goals. He's not been able to extend that here. Cardozo, what a ball that is into James Andrew. Must score here. The touch too heavy though. What a great opportunity. Goes begging for the Stallions. The pressure coming there as Wollongong Wolves got back in transition there. Defensive transition was very good just to apply the pressure on James Andrew. He scored midweek in that FFA Cup game. Mentioned the Stallions also in action midweek. A bevy of games across the FFA Cup this week. Keep an eye on our pages as Thomas James tries to get on the end of a cross from Duak. And now Vekic. Chance here. Stojevski it was. And then Muzamichi just over the bar in the end. A scramble there as Wollongong looked to extend their lead. In there initially from the cross from Duach was Thomas James. And then on the end of it, Muzamichi, shown a bit of an eye for goal since he's come on. Cardozo with the flick on. Again, the Stallions have taken the lead here and been chased down. Happened 2 weeks ago, Sydney Olympic. Took a lead early in that one. Ended up losing 3-1. Looks like it's going to be back-to-back 3-1 home losses for the Stallions. Mentioned next week what a game it sets up against Apia. Key game that. As Cardozo dinks this one over. Again, it's Djordjevic though. And Markovic can clear forward. Battle in that midfield. Markovic battling away with Jesic. It's a second stick away here. And it looks like the Wolves. What a comeback. What a story it's been this season. No doubt the fraternity club in the second half would have been electric atmosphere there. Watching Akata score his first 2 of the season. Darcy Madden as well, one of the cult heroes out at Wynn Stadium. As Passfield comes, speaking of heroes, what a crucial save that was. As tempers get heated here. Marconi, obviously a very stressed and disappointing night for them. Passfield, what a key intervention from that penalty to deny Marko Jesic. One of the big stories to come out of a big night here at Marconi Stadium. Such a chance there it was for the Stallions to equalise and make it 2-2. Carter going down the other end and punishing him on the end of some lush delivery from Thomas James. which has effectively put this one to bed. Marconi have knocked since then, been knocking on the door, not quite been able to open it. Wolves' defence very strong. Only conceded 11 this season. And is that the end of the action? Daniel Stack just having a look at his watch. It's Passfield. Happy to knock that one out. And that is the end of the action. It's been a thriller here at Marconi Stadium. Such a big game and such a big build-up. Marconi took the lead early in the second half after a stalemate first period. It was Marko Jesic who opened it up with a spectacular opener. Marconi looked like they were in the mood, but the Wolves were able to hit back. Takuro Okada with his first goal of the season to make it 1-1. No sooner had that hit the back of the net and they were down the end again. Darcy Madden getting in on the end of a lovely corner to tuck away his second of the season and make it 2-1. Marconi had a chance to make it 2-2 and Marko Jesic went to the penalty spot, but coming up with a big save, Justin Passfield. And in the end, Wolves were able to go down the other end. Again, it was Thomas James, the provider. Takuro Okada with the composure in the box to round out the scoring. 3-1 it finishes to the Wollongong Wolves. They go to 24 points. A big statement performance from them to bounce back in the second half and bounce back after their 1-0 loss to Rockdale City last week. They remain at the top of the competition at the end of round 11. It's been a pleasure bringing you the coverage here from Marconi Stadium. Plenty more to come tomorrow across our Football New South Wales. Be sure to join us for that. But from Marconi Stadium, Tony Tanous wrapping up a big night here for the Wollongong Wolves, who come out 3-1 winners over the Marconi Stallions.